So you're probably wondering, what job did I work while I served in the US Navy? So at my first duty station, I was already trained. I'm a sailor and I'm a corpsman, 8404 qualified, which means I can go with Marines. However, I was put at a hospital. At my first duty station, I routed a special request shit and I started working at Chipotle. That's right, the most authentic Mexican food in California and Mexico itself. You should read the Yelp reviews in Mexico, it's crazy. Could not be more authentic, dash Mexico. But I was in the back and I was basically marinating steak, doing corn and stuff, just getting stuff ready for the next day. I was the guy prepping food. I did meal prep for the most time. But sometimes I did get dragged to the front and I started making bowls. Chipotle kind of works with like manager in the back, floating where they need. They normally have older people on cook and older people on prep just because they can handle more responsibilities because it takes a lot more effort doing those two and outside thinking to do those responsibilities other than being in the front and be like, oh, 1 scoop, 2 scoop, right? However, when these teenagers would call off, I was still a teenager, I think I was 19 or 20. When these teenagers would call off, I would go to the front and start serving stuff. Now this is where it got demeaning, and I'm gonna tell you guys how to work a second job. I just wanna give you this quick little story. I'm serving meat, right? And you get like 4 ounces of steak or whatever the serving size was. There's specific serving sizes to the spoon, right? Chipotle workers are just giving you the serving size. So this huge Amazon chick came in, like 6'2" or something. I'm a shorter guy, I'm like 5'5", 5'6". She came in, looked down at me, steak. Gave her some steak, gave her the right amount of steak. Immediately without missing a beat, how about you give me the actual amount I'm paying for? And at that moment, your boy started to lose it subconsciously. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing taking this from her right now? But I put a smile on my face, gave her some extra steak, didn't want to make it a deal. But at that moment, I had the biggest urge to go, I don't need this money. I was about to call her, you know what? You don't need the extra steak. As I take her bowl, toss it behind me onto the floor, slingshot that 16-year-old next to me for no reason, just to make a statement. Because, I mean, the girl that wanted too much steak is way bigger than me. I'm not fighting her. Take this girl out. But you guys get the point. So once you go to the military, that's like the peak of like professionalism, and then you could go back and work a second job, but it's probably not going to be as fulfilling or as what you're used to in terms of social status, if that means anything to you. It shouldn't, but you know, we're human. If you want to work a second job in the military, a lot of people do second jobs that align with their profession that the Navy has given them. So a lot of corpsmen go work and do secondary jobs in corpsman specialties, especially if you like have x-ray or something, you can go shoot x-rays out in town at a local hospital. A bunch of doctors at my clinic actually go see patients at urgent care clinics out in town to earn some extra money and pocket it on the side. One of the biggest things I loved from growing up was right before I joined the military, I was a lifeguard. And lifeguarding was the funnest job I think I've ever had. You get paid to tan, swim at a pool, save little kids from drowning. And are you saving them because you want them to drown? Or are you saving them because everyone in the crowd goes as soon as you pull them out of that pool? Who knows? I might be in it for the ego boost, but you might be in it for something else. To work a second job, there's this thing called a special request shit in the Navy. A lot of commands have special request shits for their own command. However, there's a generalized one you can find online just by typing in Navy special request shit PDF, and you can find it. What you do is respectfully request to work X amount of thing. What you have to do is tell your current worker that the military comes first under any condition. Like your boss can tell you to quit it on the spot. Be like, oh, we need you to stay late. Oh, I'm on my shift. Too bad, military comes first, so you have to understand that, right? When you can't work over an access, it's command driven, but normally you can't work over like 20 to 30 hours. However, I mean, I was pulling like 40. That one's not as locked down as much as like military is your first priority. If you start slipping this job, you gotta quit that one. You put it in a purple folder, and on the front you put a routing sheet. So depending on what command you're in, you're gonna route this up to, I had to route this up to my chief in Divo, and that was about as far as it went. However, hospitals or clinics or other duties can have you routed all the way up to the CO depending on that command's policy on working off base. There are some people who do it without special request shits. However, that is technically against the Navy, so if they find out they can get you in trouble, is anyone really gonna care? No, it's normally a slap on the wrist. However, don't chance it and just go get your special request shit signed. Hopefully this is helpful to some of you. If not, I mean, I have other stuff on my channel you might like. Check it out, DwkVideos, and I'll see you in the next one.